What the fridge is up, guys? When asking the average person who the best director working today is, the first name that pops into their head will either be Steven Spielberg or Quentin Tarantino. But a name that will most likely not come up is the one who I believe may actually be the best modern day director. This guy. Even still, you may not have heard of this name, and although you may not have heard of First Man, you've probably heard of Whiplash, and you've definitely heard of La La Land because of,
And the Academy Award for Best Picture.
La La Land.
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture. Moonlight, Best Picture.
With only 3 films under his belt and an upcoming 4th, Chazelle has done so much, putting himself up there with the greatest directors of all time, like Stanley Kubrick. Up front, Kubrick and Chazelle's films may not seem that similar, but if you look closer, there are many similarities. I think probably the biggest thing that separates Chazelle and Kubrick from other directors is their lack of genre consistency, and that's what draws their work closer to each other's. If you don't know what I mean by genre consistency, it's like how Wes Anderson has only made comedies and how David Lynch primarily makes, whatever this is.
Oh, you are sick.
Almost every Chazelle and Kubrick film is a different genre. In regards to Chazelle, Whiplash is an intense drama about emotional trauma and persistence to be the best. La La Land is a musical romance film, and First Man is a biopic about Neil Armstrong. In regards to Kubrick, 2001: A Space Odyssey is a sci-fi film, Dr. Strangelove is a black comedy about war, A Clockwork Orange is a satire about ultra-violence, and The Shining is a horror film. Although each film is different, there are some themes that connect each one, and it's interesting how similar yet different these themes are between Chazelle and Kubrick. With Chazelle, it feels like he's expanding over time. If there's one word I could use to describe Chazelle's first film, Whiplash, it would be claustrophobic. Every setting in Whiplash feels small. Almost every scene takes place inside, even the outside scenes feel small. The dull colors of Whiplash, like the dark oranges, blacks, browns, grays, and blues, make the audience feel trapped, like something is wrong, and it lasts throughout the entire movie. However, in La La Land, we start to move outward. Most of the scenes take place outside with the characters utilizing this open space, like the opening dance sequence and the A Lovely Night scene. The bright colors of La La Land are used to make the audience admire the setting instead of resent it, like in Whiplash. And with this, the audience can breathe and relax. First Man is obviously Damien Chazelle's biggest movie because, space. In Whiplash, Andrew is focused on one goal the entire time and he won't let anything stop him. In that sense, his mind is claustrophobic as he is stuck in his head and can't move. In La La Land, me and Sebastian both have career goals, but that's not all that matters to them, as they try to balance these goals with their relationship, Sebastian's restaurant idea, and Mia's play. While the move outward between films is psychological, First Man is the first case where it is physical. The whole idea is the race to get to space, physically moving a man outward. With the small amount of information we know about Chazelle's next film, Babylon, it's hard to tell if that will be quote-unquote bigger than his previous films, but with the center of it being early Hollywood and with the runtime clocking in over 3 hours, I can imagine Chazelle will continue his theme of moving outward. So where does Stanley Kubrick come into all of this? While Chazelle starts small and moves outward, Kubrick starts big and moves inward. Disclaimer, Kubrick has made a lot of movies, a lot more than Damien Chazelle has, so I will only be talking about the ones that are most important for this comparison, which are 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, The Shining, and Full Metal Jacket. So, 2001. Once again, space. Outside of the idea of this being a movie that almost entirely takes place in space, this just overall feels like Kubrick's biggest film. 2001: A Space Odyssey is regarded as a masterpiece, placing 21 on IMDb's 100 Greatest Movies of All Time list, and for good reason too. This thing is insane. The visuals are grand, the concepts are grand, the classical music behind each scene elevates it to a grand level, and overall, it's just a grand time. If I ever saw 2001 in a theater, I think I would probably poop my pants. Speaking of Kubrick movies I've seen in a theater, A Clockwork Orange. I got the pleasure of seeing this bad boy in the theater a few weeks ago, and wow is it amazing. It felt bigger than I'd ever experienced it before, but it still felt smaller than 2001. This is probably because 2001 is kind of all over the place, and I guess so was A Clockwork Orange in a way, but it nails it down better. I feel like this is where Kubrick really developed his theme of the duality of man. Clockwork Orange can be separated into 3 parts: the beginning, where Alex is normal, the middle, where Alex is changed, and the ending, where Alex is normal again. The whole plot of the movie is trying to fix the duality of man by changing it so that there is only a good side, not a bad side, but it doesn't seem as focused in as something like The Shining. The Shining takes place almost in one location the entire movie, the Overlook Hotel, so we go from space to the streets of London to a hotel. While A Clockwork Orange deals with the overall good side of man versus the overall bad side of man, The Shining narrows it down even more, focusing on the peaceful side of man versus the violent side of man. Full Metal Jacket dives even deeper, explicitly stating the duality of man.
You write born to kill on your helmet and you wear a peace button. What's that supposed to be, some kind of sick joke?
I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
The what?
The duality of man, the Jungian thing, sir.
War is the most moral thing and most immoral thing a man can do. Is it moral to defend your country? Yes. Is it immoral to kill people? Yes. Finding a line in war of what's moral and what's immoral is what Full Metal Jacket tries to do, and it perfectly demonstrates that there really isn't a line. It's a blurry mess of simultaneous rights and wrongs. This isn't the only war film Kubrick has directed, despite me labeling his work as having genre inconsistency. Kubrick has made 13 movies and 5 of them are war movies. War for Kubrick is like jazz for Chazelle. Chazelle's made 3 movies and 2 of them are jazz themed. So what does this mean? It means that Kubrick and Chazelle are both related in the fact that they like to make a certain kind of movie, which is understandable. If you like watching horror movies, you're most likely going to make a horror movie. But Chazelle and Kubrick both realized that there can be something more, so they don't stick to a certain genre. Overall, it's clear Chazelle likes Kubrick, Barry Lyndon being one of his top 10 favorite movies, and I think how similar he is to Kubrick says a lot about his work. Damien Chazelle is a beast, and is in my opinion, one of, if not the best, directors working today. So stay tuned for Babylon. I personally am very excited for it, and if you haven't already, watch First Man, watch Whiplash, and watch La La Land. Hey guys, I just wanted to thank you for 6 subscribers. 6. We've made it to 6. This channel has grown so much over the past. It's been over a year, and we've grown so much, and I just want to thank you so much for these 6 subscribers. I love each and every one of you. But hey, let's not stop spreading the love. If we can get to 12 by the end of the month, I will drink a shot of apple cider vinegar. So if you want to see me do that, then hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. I post videos once every 7 months. So yeah, please just keep spreading the love, and I can't thank you guys enough.
Well, I'm holding you close to my heart.